Good communication in young women living with metastatic breast cancer is crucial to their overall sense of coping well with this disease and with life.
I am really blessed to have a wonderful husband who is the person who kind of picks me up when I don't have the energy to keep going. I have a wonderful stepson. He is 15, but he's far more emotionally intelligent than I am.
I'm so grateful that I have the best support system. I have wonderful family and a wonderful support network of friends and people I don't even know that I know care about me and pray for me. And that's been a huge blessing. And I count that as just as important of a factor as everything else I've done as part of my treatment.
Unfortunately, my mom had passed away just a year before I was diagnosed, and she was one of my biggest supporters, so that was a big gaping hole in my support team. My aunt, my mom's sister, has been amazing. She's a social worker as well, and she just always seems to know the right things to say. And my girlfriends, I have a lot of really fantastic girlfriends that have stepped up to the plate and been there for me.
Young women with metastatic breast cancer know who is important to them. They know who they love, they know who they trust.
I use the metaphor of layers of an onion to help explain layers of intimacy in our relationships. So if you think about an onion, there's that little core in the center. That's really our most important relationship, or sometimes there's 2 or 3 people in that core piece of the onion. That's our most intimate relationship. And then there's the next layer, which is our really important family members and our closest friends, and it kind of goes out from there. So when you can identify who falls where in those layers of the onion, it becomes useful in identifying how intimate or how much detail you want to give to a person. It's really about how you can get the best help and how you can feel the most in control in this situation.
You know, you have certain friends that you know can make you laugh and you call them when you need to laugh. You have certain friends that you know can just listen if you want to cry, and I have those people in all those different areas, and I make sure to call them.
And there are friends that the main goal with them is to have fun and to not talk about cancer and to try not to think about the fact that I have cancer and just go out and go party and go to a movie or go to the beach and just have fun. And I truly appreciate those friendships as well.
You know, people that you know through shared experiences, but they're not really close to you. Those people, I tend to just tell them the basics. Oh, I'm having a scan. My scan was good, or, you know, showed progression or whatever it was, but I don't get into the feeling part of it and the day-to-day. And then there are those people that you kind of see once a year at the Christmas party or the Thanksgiving gathering. And those people, honestly, I use my mom and my husband to talk to them, because for me, it's not worth the emotional investment for people that I rarely see.
There are many issues that I think a young woman faces that makes having metastatic breast cancer more of a challenge. The fact that this is an off-life cycle event is really important. These women's peers are not sick. And so it makes it harder to understand when a woman has such a serious illness and a life-threatening illness, when most of her peers don't have that experience and don't have friends that have that experience.
There was one friend that I think she just didn't know what to do, and she was more hurting me than helping me. So it was the moment that I say, okay, this is not the time to be together, so we stopped talking to each other.
At first it was heartbreaking, because one of the friends in particular, he and I were extremely close, and we would share really everything going on in our lives, and I was almost disappointed in him because we had been so close and I expected him to support me. But then I had to kind of zoom out and remember that his mom died of breast cancer. So for him, I'm a living embodiment of the trauma that he went through losing his mom. And there are also other friends that I have that just can't deal with the fact that I have a terminal disease.
You know, I think there have been a few friends that maybe have not even consciously distanced themselves a little bit, but I try to not take that personally. I know it's not about me. I just know that some people are better equipped to handle difficult things.
When you are able to be clear in telling people how they can help you, then they're more able to help you and you're more able to get the help that you need. And people want to help.
When you ask for help and you receive help, it's better, in my case, than trying to show that you are okay, that this is something that it's not really, that you're strong to deal yourself with it.
And a lot of it has been about me, again, with vulnerability, being open to asking for the help that I need. I, prior to being diagnosed, was very much a type A personality. I can do it all myself. And I had to say, no, you can't.
It actually helps young women with with metastatic breast cancer to take control over those conversations and be direct about what they need, what their concerns are, what kind of decisions they're facing, what they're worried about, and versus waiting for someone to bring it up.
I think when I ask for support, it's beneficial for me because it's me learning how to put my needs first, to make myself a priority.
Honestly, I used text message for a good couple months. I didn't want to have to explain the story to every single person I had to call because it was very emotional for me. And, if I text it or email it, then they know the information, but I don't have to, kind of deal with their reaction and, and my own emotions about everything.
I'm grateful that the day I was diagnosed, I decided to start a blog to keep my family and friends up to date on what was going on because I just knew it would be too exhausting to send emails and phone calls and all of that.
The good news is that there's endless evidence-based information available and wonderful community resources. And so it's very important for women to speak up.
And I often talk to women about seeking outside services, psychological services or other support services, even a support group, to find ways of beginning to talk about that so that they can then bring some strategies home to talk to their family members about it.
Just having my own private therapist, I can't overemphasize how important that is. She is my time during the week where I can be completely selfish and cry or laugh and yell, and it's safe to do it. And it also takes the burden off me having to find a friend or giving it to my husband. It's a place to put all that stuff. And I know that when people think of therapy, they think, oh, you must be crazy. But it's actually the opposite. If you're constantly evaluating yourself and really analyzing, it actually makes you more healthy and it makes it easier to interact with the world.